Okay, right. Just want to do like a little bit of a volume check. I think it's fine. I don't know. Twitch is kind of unstable. So today's stream is gonna be a little bit different from the other streams that I normally do. Mostly because I don't want to re-record everything for YouTube. So I'm gonna be combining this as a writing masterclass in the first part as well as a writing session in the second part. So right now the music is muted. Thank you for joining. If you're not joining, it's fine. I'll clip this out for the writing channel. So before I begin, I thought about it a lot for like the past 2 years or so. Like when was the last I can't remember. So for those of you who don't know, I'm actually a writer. I'm not actually a VTuber slash streamer. I started as a writer. I still am a writer. I just transitioned from Medium. So no pun intended. I am on Medium, but I am also transitioning into screenwriting. So I am using Scrivener. I am exploring how it works. I'm running out all the tech stuff right now. It's kind of confusing. And then earlier, like 35 minutes ago, I was running through the L2D, the VTube Studios. It did not work, and I was like, "Why is it not working? The camera refused to obey things." And I was like, "What the fuck?" Oh my God, Cephalonia. Yes, yes, VTube Studio finally worked. It wasn't VTube Studio that was not working. I don't know what was not working. It's like the camera just refuses to work. I couldn't get it to move like now. Now the tracking is great. I had to recalibrate everything. I don't know what happened there. It scared the fuck out of me. So you knew I was having troubles, huh? Popping in and out of the app while on stage. Yeah, that was me. That was definitely me. uh not by like my choice, like I wanted to stream this afternoon, right? Because I'm like, I finally have time. I finally finished the philosophy course. I finally finished like the 10 session things on like Medium itself. So I was like, okay, time to like redo like a new project. And then Alistair, the guy whom I'm writing this book for, my rental Oji-san turned into a cat. It's a meme book. So yes, Amazon did ban me, but this is not for Amazon, so it's okay. So it's gonna be like a 500 Twitch follower goal that I told Alesta. I was like, if you hit 500, I'll write you this meme book, right? It was in chat, and then they screenshot it, and then they hit 500. So now I have to do it. But I was like, it's been a while since I do any writing related classes. How did I get banned from Amazon? Amazon terminated me on no grounds or whatsoever proof, okay? They said I was manipulating market. I was like, what market? Because I was selling books finally after 10 years? Yeah, so anyways, Amazon is a piece of shit, right? So I don't even think, okay, so common industry practice for self-published authors, right? I don't care where you come from. All self-published authors, they actually put like links to their website and stuff at the back page, in the author's page, right? Like that's kind of standard practice. And then I started like, I did a lot of those meme books, and then the meme books actually started selling copies, right? So they kind of thought that I was like, hacking or something. And I was like, no, it's just I'm doing well. I'm finally doing well. Before even they can cash out on the check, my first check, right? So it's 100 USD for any region accumulated that they're supposed to send you a check. I was very close. I was like 80 or 90 USD over like accumulated for like 10 years, right? And then they just literally they terminated my entire account, no warning whatsoever, 2 days before one of my new books was supposed to be released, like I think somewhere Valentine's, right, this year. So I've been contemplating from then. I was like, damn, if I'm gonna do like a master class for writing, I'm gonna redo the new one, right? If I'm gonna redo it, like, am I still fit or like qualified enough to be a writing mentor? Also, yes, the appeal thing didn't work. I went there and I asked and I challenged them. I was like, give me evidence of these. And they said, no, we've determined that you violated our terms. This is the terms and conditions. These are the things. You should know what you're violating. I was like, what the fuck? They are actually really, I think I made like a really long thing on Twitter, now known as X. Okay, I made a really long thread about it. I had like all the documented facts there. So if you guys want to dig through that, feel free. It's really terrible, man. Like, Yeah, it's automated. Okay. Well, I don't know. Like I can't even appeal. They literally banned it, like my IPs. They banned my bank. They banned everything. And then realized that I'm also on Amazon seller, not just Create Space Amazon. So that makes things worse, which means Coffee Create doesn't really have a channel right now on Amazon for international, which is why I'm dying. I'm gonna wind up the business sooner or later, right? I'm gonna make like a couple of things to the business, and then I'm gonna try and find a bit to sell Coffee Create away and make up the money that I spent on this business as an investment, because I want to do my masters, right? Want to do my masters, and then I want to see if I'm going to take a PhD. I don't know yet. Right, I really don't know yet. So my life is kind of undetermined at the current moment. Well, it is what it is. So yeah, the Amazon terminated me. So I was like, yeah, if I got banned from Amazon for no particular reason at all, am I still qualified enough to be your online writing mentor? Yes, I want to make a new one, but I also realize I'm not very involved in like the web community anymore, web novel community and all those web fiction things, because I am moving out to become a screenwriter. And for those of you who don't know what screenwriting is, it's the kind of people who write like spec scripts, right? Like for movies, right? We write the things for movies itself. So I want to do that. I'm interested in doing that only because my writing style is very, very related, or rather say my writing style in fiction, even in fiction, is very suitable for screenwriting. So someone once told me that and start for Singapore movie industry. Okay, look, I don't care who it is as long as they give me money, yes? Spec scripts. So I'm just gonna publish a ton of things out there. I don't know how yet. I need like some industry advisories and stuff like that. I don't have an agent or whatsoever. I don't even have my first script. But yes, I will be submitting all these short ones to like film festivals to just kind of get my name out there and stuff like that before I make feature length stuff. But that's kind of like in my free time and like, you know, when I'm not busy making other things. So yeah, I'm making a transition. I'm not completely gone. I'm still on Medium, and I will still be writing PhD theses, books and stuff like that in preparation for PhD programs, because before, okay, for those of you who don't know PhD, right? You gotta write this kind of like idea and draft of what your ideas of a research is going to be before you can apply to a PhD program, and you have to pitch this to a particular professor, all right? The one that is you are going to work with during your PhD program itself. So firstly, I don't know any professors who do integrated whatever that I want to do. Secondly, I have two and a half. I say half because the third one is still incomplete, which is why I'm doing a lot of self-studying right now. I have to redo all my math studies, unfortunately, because PhD requires me to have empirical theories, like empirical findings, which is like higher math. Okay, it's higher than calculus. I don't even know calculus. I haven't learned differential and integral math. I need that, and then I need the one on top of that, and then I need to do higher math, like you know, university, like research level math for that. May or may not include like some form of programming for like stats and what is that, data analytics. So Python, I might need Python. I don't know yet. There's a lot of things I don't know, guys. Yeah, so there's that. It's gonna take a while. Yes, so anyway, so I was thinking about this for a very, very long time before I did it, because I didn't have the confidence. I didn't know if I was still qualified to call myself your writing mentors, which also means that I'm going to be shifting a lot of the existing writing course itself, because I feel like I should kind of monetize it somehow and not make it entirely free. The website hosting on Wix, that one that I didn't do, yeah, that one's free. Okay, that one's free. It's not the most relevant, it's free right now. So I want to do something a little bit more practical, right? There are so many writing courses out there that people have already made, like, oh, let's teach you how to write and stuff like that. It's not gonna be too much different from that. The only difference is that I'm gonna teach the more practical stuff, right, with examples. So stuff like this I'm gonna do, and then I'll put some out on YouTube and Medium. Those are like the free ones that you guys can take. But if you guys want more details, right? So I'm gonna put it all on Ko-Fi or somewhere. I don't know yet, man. I don't know. I know that I need to make money somehow. Coffee is not the way, and I want to do it in a meaningful way. Yes, I don't want to do the capitalist route, unfortunately. It is the easiest way to get rich, but it's not. You know, it's I unfortunately I still have ethics. Yeah, I'm still bound by oath and code. I made a promise to my therapist and all my teachers and like the people. I was like, you won't go to jail. Yeah, I even if I do bad things, I won't let you know so that you don't know and then you don't have to testify and you don't have to feel conflicted if I go to jail. But for the most part, right, I will try to avoid taking that route. Like I will try to avoid the non-legal route. So let's do what we can legally as much as possible. Yeah, like Chibi is not, you know, I don't want to lead you guys astray. I want to be here for as long as I possibly can, but there is no guarantee, right? So I'm gonna try stuff. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently from now on, a little bit differently. You guys might see the difference. But anyways, today is going to be this. Previously, I mentioned something about using AI to help you with drafting. Yes and no. So this one is going to be simpler, right? It does not require AI. It just requires common sense, or rather a logical flow of thought. So today, before I jump into this, yeah, congratulations to Alester Napalm for having 500 followers on Twitch. This is actually for him. In case you guys can't tell, it's actually for him. So Oji-san is because Alester himself is okay, wait, let me try and give him a shout out. Alester himself is actually Alester Napalm. Okay, so that's him. Yeah, Alester Napalm. Right, he is actually a middle-aged person. I think he's older than me, right? He's middle-aged. He's good looking, I think. And yeah, so Rockmon. Okay, so like this is actually catered specifically for him. So he likes goth mummies. I'm just saying this. Okay, I added something a little bit in there kind of for him, and he wants to do this kind of like a reading stream thing. So as you can see, so I removed the author page here because this is going to be converted into a PDF so that he can give to his like viewers and followers when it's ready and do like a reading stream for it. Okay, so 500 Twitch followers. So these are the table of contents, right? Okay, let me just try and find. It should be somewhere in Discord. Hold on. So the initial draft ideas was something like this. I sent it to him in DMs, and then I got like, I got him to kind of like verify it and let me know like where's the directions of it. So I'm gonna copy like the conversations, right? So the conversation with Alester kinda looks like this. And I'm just gonna put it on this page, right? so so yeah, so it was like this. All right, so I asked him, I was like, there are two ideas, right? So which one do you prefer? I said the first one is like a cat boy version because he has a cat ear redeem thing. So it's just like turning into something with ears and tails with strange manner of speech, etc. And then after that, like the second idea is like a werecat kind of thing. It's like werewolf, but you turn into a cat instead. So like, which one does he prefer? Because this one didn't really state what it was, but yeah, so basically like rental boyfriend, but if your boyfriend was older and it's like a rental uncle thing, you know, an age gap kind of thing, and then turn into a cat. So I didn't know it was gonna be a cat boy or it was gonna be a cat. So then I asked him, I was like, okay, in this sense, because this is definitely not like, you know, not a very clean comedy kind of plot style. So I asked him a second question. I was like, how bad can this get? You should know by now. I am a goddess in certain genres. If you don't know that by now, get off the internet, right? So I asked him, I was like, how bad is it? And because he's gonna do a reading stream, so he asked me to keep it to PG-13, which I definitely did cater to. And then knowing him as a person, right, he has a thing for goth ladies. He loves rock. So this is literally what and then I fleshed it out. So later on, I think it was this. Right, so this is the idea that I fleshed out after he chose. Hold on, let me just show you guys. Alright. Alright, so this is the idea that he chose, right? He preferred the Catboy version of it, so I decided to expand on that one line that you saw earlier. So the one line was like this earlier. Okay, so you go from this to this. Alright, this is part of the masterclass now. So you go from this one line, just a general idea. Okay, we call this genre. Okay, we select the genre first. So this is the genre. The cat boy is going to be a genre, and then we expand on it. It's a general idea of it, right? So in the idea stage here, some of the things that you want to look at are actually things like characters. Okay, things like plot. Wait. So plot highlights. Okay, go. In this case, I have the witch, and I have Alester himself, because it's a very simple one. Witch, what did it become? Watch, witch, mommy, lady. Okay, and then there's like the friend here as well. So witch friend. So that's like a side character. It's like an NPC. So witch friend. This is a plot driver. We call them plot drivers. And then the plot highlights is going to be, okay, so 3 simple things. Normally we keep it to the number of 3. This is gonna be date. This is gonna be okay, first one is gonna be jilted, and then rental date, and cat boy. Alright, so these are the things that you do when you're fleshing it out. I think in the previous one I have already mentioned this before in like the outline steps. So this is what we do in real time. And then some of the things that I were to put inside here, we're gonna do this as in original ideas, right? Original quirks. Okay, we can say quirks. So in this part here, we want goth mummies. Okay, and we want himbo cat boys. And we want PG-13 spice. So these are the unique selling points. Okay, USP, unique selling points. Damn, my typing is trash. Okay, so these are the things that are unique selling points right now. Oh my god, wait, why is the bot kind of being weird? Okay, I'm gonna have to mix it up later. Why is Rockmon like the first thing that they do a shout out with? I just realized this. I'm sorry, Shield. Okay, let's do a manual. Manual shout out. Shield. Security. Nihilus. Did I get it right? Please let me say that I didn't get it right. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Okay, how do I... Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, man, I don't know how to use Twitch. I don't know how to use Twitch, guys. Ah. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna mod you guys. Give yourself shoutouts from now on, yeah? Give yourself shoutouts from now on. I know some of you guys are also streamers from Alestis. Yeah, anyways, there we go. Help yourselves, okay? Help yourself. Make yourselves home. Alright. Okay, so where was I? Okay, unique selling points. So original quirks are some of the things that you want to put in here. These are the things that cannot be replicated by AI, right? So these are things that if you want to use AI to help you plot in, you can. It's going to have to be manually included because the AI usually just takes whatever that's like, you know, mainstream, and then you don't have that selling edge and advantage. So this is not gonna be what, you know, is they will not be able to predict this. This is gonna give you the advantage of your own originality and your own creative direction into what you want to do. This is highly customizable. I highly advise that new writers actually put their wildest thoughts into it. Like keep it to 3. Yes, keep it to 3. Like I kept 3 things. So goth mummies, which is the witch itself, a himbo cat boys, which is a thing, and PG-13 spice. So these are my things. And with that, you are literally done with the plotting side of things. Can you see that? It's so simple, right? This entire thing. So you come up with stage 1. Okay, we run through it again. Stage 1 is a genre. So pick a genre, right? And once you have a genre, now stage 2 is where you flesh things out in 3s. So you want characters, you want plot highlights, and you want to put something that's unique to yourself. So keep them to like 3. Very simply, because this is below 20,000 words. It might be even 10,000 words. I don't know. So 20,000 words would take me about 2 hours to, I don't know, 2 to 4 hours to write, somewhere around there. Okay, so my average, if I do 5,000 words an hour, it's gonna be 4 hours, but I don't think I'll take that long. I don't have finger arthritis. If I don't have that, I type really fast, and I make coffee for a reason. I'll be fine. Right, so this part here done. All right, the next thing that I want to go to is actually pacing. Right, so when we have these ideas now, see that this entire thing is like one chunk itself. It sounds like, oh, it's very easy to do it, and then you can, like, you know, just write at it, and like no need to like partition this into different chapters. You're wrong. Okay, please don't. Even with a 20,000 word thing, you are going to need this project to go a little bit more structuredly. So what you want to do is to identify where your breaks or your breaths or your scenes end. So for example, I'm going to use highlighters here. Okay, so this part here is literally one thing by itself. Yes. Okay. All right, and then this part here is another scene by itself. So I change the color. Okay, so you put the cookie and turn it into this. Okay, and this part here is another one. Can you see? So I already have 3 overarching highlights. Okay, but I have 5 chapters. So how did I do this? Let me show you how I did this. All right, so these are the general ideas. Each one itself may or may not be one chapter alone, right? So you have your introduction, you have your ending, so these, and then the center part is where all the fun begins, right? So first one, okay, this is what I fleshed it out to. This is the summary of how the entire chapter is gonna be. When I say chapter in this kind of meme book cases, we call these light reading, right? Light novels. It really depends. It doesn't have 1,000 words per chapter. It's not like traditional novels whereby it's like 2,500 to 5,000 words a chapter either. These are light reads, so it can be anything. But you want to craft it out accordingly based to the scene, right? So the first one over here was that she got jilted, and then the friend recommends a comfort service in the form of Oji-san. So this over here gets stood up on a date. So I fleshed it out a little bit more. All right, I'm just gonna copy this thing so that it's easier for you to see the demonstration on exactly how we get here. Okay, so which gets stood up on her date. This is the fleshing out part. Can you see that? Got jilted. Okay, before, this is the before part. Complains to her friend about it. Okay, so this is the in-between part. Before, in between. So this is the part. Friend recommends comfort service. So friend recommends at the new rental lover app. Okay, this is the comfort service that you specify, right, to choose from instead. Okay, but here we didn't even get to the choosing part. Okay, represents this until this part here. Okay, so chapter 1 is here. This one line is for chapter 1. Right, in the form of the Oji-san. So we take a look at chapter 2. Right, so chapter 2 is here. Oh, 時間です。ちょっと. Okay, so chapter 2 is here. Let me just remove this. Okay, so she browsed through the services and then she decides, okay, on a fit looking older man under the uncle category, which is like the more mature category, which happens to be a blonde himbo. This is our unique selling point. Can you see that? It's one of our unique selling point. Maybe okay, you know what? Red, fine. This is fine. So unique selling point. This is a blonde himbo that we put in there. So this is the personality of Alesta himself described here. Okay, this is fleshing out, you know. So these are traits itself that you should be looking at. Okay, and then books him for a home dinner date. So this part here is, as you can see, renting for a home dinner date. Can you see that? So we have these two parts combined. This is going on to chapter 2, and we have unique selling points here. Okay. Maybe I should remove this. Okay, so these are unique selling points. Okay, so actually, if I were to do this, okay, this is a unique selling point because this is, we have goth mommy here. Okay, this is her goth mommy aesthetics, right? So these are like unique selling points over here. Okay, and then we're gonna take this and we're gonna repeat this. I'm gonna go to chapter 3 itself. Okay, so over here, can I just remove it? Okay, I can't. So they have this nice home dinner date. Okay, this is the main action. And then after that, there's like a transition, yes? So we have the transition here. This part. Okay, so transitioning of the date. The date itself is like the main arc here. Can you see that? Nice dinner date. This is like the main arc here. And then the other one is what we call the bridge, in case you guys don't know. Right, so this is how we learn the pacing. You want it to flow into the next part without actually compromising on the content itself. And how much to do it is up to you. You are the writer. You can enjoy this however the dinner is gonna be. So I fleshed this dinner day out entirely into a few parts here. Can you see nice dinner day at the table? So we have activities over here, right? These might be unique. Okay, chatting. How do they chat? I don't know yet, but later we'll figure out when the characters come to life. But realize that this has to be very in line with what you originally had. These are character traits, right? That's why we have character files, but because it's only less than 20,000 words, I don't have a character file. I normally do that for like longer series, but this is not really important because we have goth mummy, we have blonde himbo, gentle, optimistic, and then she's, you know, we didn't really specify who the witch is gonna be like, but I feel like the witch can be a little bit flirty and sassy and give off a little bit more mommy vibes, so that could happen. So after dinner, she clears the table and da da da, and these are all like actions, right? So this is like the turning part whereby he ate some, and then after that he transformed. So this is a very tell sign. This part here is where we actually want to set the mood. Yes, keyword here is set the mood. So we set the mood for the next one. Okay, the next chapter would be the highlight, obviously. Okay, this is a very long thing. All right, let me just remove these. Alright, so this part here is literally this last line. Can you see? So this is like the highlight of the entire series. Can you see? This is the cue of it. Okay, this entire thing is the unique selling point that we have. So the witch comes back and then he finds like this guy on like the couch and is like, oh my god, and gets seduced and stuff like that. So yeah, this entire thing is just the plot service. Okay? In this entire meme book, we are selling service. Okay, we're selling fan service. Okay, we're not selling highbrow like political maneuvers and like psychological jitsus. Like, no, we're not even going into angst. We're not even going into like rom-com. We're just selling fan service, which already, if you don't remember, in the very first line that we have in the outline here, it's just cat boy. That's what we're doing. And that's what you're going to have to remember to sell and promise, which is this. Chapter 4, the turning point and the reason why you picked up this book in the first place, yes? So some of the things that might happen, all here. Okay, I'll leave the rest to imagination. And then the last one, as you can see, we ran out of things in the original outline, but it's still here. So, alright. So a highlight here is comfort service. Can you see that? So we tie it back. Normally I like to tie my endings back to my beginnings. So this is like the entire arc here. Can you see that? So time skip, next morning, and then blah blah blah. Okay, so this part here, bright and sleepy smile, and these are the things that are in line with his character in the first place, remember? So we did say that he was a blonde himbo. We did say that he is gentle and optimistic. So he has to fit that. We haven't defined the witch yet, but the witch over here that I fleshed out, right? So just enjoyed it very much. Okay, so this is like the highlight of the witch itself. So it comes back to the comfort service of the friend and stuff like that. So yeah, it ties out very neatly. I hope there is not too much plot armor, but in any case, it doesn't have to make complete logical sense in like a realistic sense because we are writing fiction, but it has to make sense in the world building mechanics itself. And I feel that this is going to be a very well crafted piece. So that's how we do the pacing. Reason why, it's because look at this, the scene is cut here abruptly, so you have to fill in the juicy blanks yourself, and based on the juicy blanks, there is no way she's gonna hate it, right? So according to this very logical, non-logical flow, this is the optimal ending, right? Don't give in to writer's impulse, okay? Like, I know a lot of writers, y'all are like, let's kill someone in the book. No, don't. Okay, control yourselves. Control yourself, guys. Okay, if it doesn't require murder, don't do murder. Okay, not everything has to end in tragedy. I understand that best myself. Okay, and that's the end of the masterclass. So if you have questions, leave it in the comments on YouTube video. I'll be editing and re-upping this to YouTube itself. But for now, I will be doing the actual writing. So I will probably play some music and shut up unless someone talks to me. Yep. So you guys have it. I'm going to start playing music now. Where is it? And then I hope that it doesn't, like, you know, get banned. If it gets banned, I'll get sad, but I'll have to re-record this. It's fine. I have like the footage. I just have to do voiceovers again. It's okay. I'm a pro. I know what I'm doing. I don't. Save me. I don't. A fucking camp didn't work out. Yeah, I'm gonna cry. Mix it up. It doesn't work either. I'm gonna cry. Okay. Alright, I'll shut up now. There we go. So the music, you can see it for yourself. It is 1,000 foot crunch. Crunch. Wait, what does it say? 1,000 foot crunch. My bad. Alright, so we're just looping it the entire thing for like an artist. Today is going to be them. Okay, so I'll do the writing now and I'll shut up. You guys enjoy.